Coming at you live through the power of the internet. Shout out Boogie2988. This is the VGR podcast, boys and men, and Aidan's the boy. Speaking of Aidan, we're going to skip right over him and go to my favorite co host, Big Money Larry in the building.
Hey, boys, the man, ABC, BBD, the East Coast family. This is Larry. Hey, Aiden, how you doing, buddy?
Superstar Duff in the building. What's going on, C?
Not too much. Yeah, I will. I'll start top of show. Let's shout out our superstar Aidan setting some view records for the VGR podcast. Opening up some Pokemon cards. The Instagram's aware, the Facebook's aware, the fans are aware. It is here. It has made it.
Yep.
More
Yeah,
to
I appreciate
come.
all your prayers watching, man.
More to come. More openings to come. Everyone is saying. My mom started crying, saying you have to open more Pokemon. So I was like, you know what? I'll do it. I'll do it for the fans.
Do it for your mama, man. Do it for your mama.
Only if you would have just walked across that stage for her, man. Still, I'm gonna have to bring it up. You just wouldn't do it. Anyway, we're here with a little passion project today. We got a great game brought to you by a great musician or two. We are gonna hop into Alfredo 2. Pretty good thing. Pretty great album. Pretty great rapper. Pretty great producer. It's a great time. Before I get too crazy, Aidan, have you done anything last week, this week, other than open Pokemon cards?
Well, I just got into a fender bender about 2 hours ago. I was at stop sign, and some lady with her husband in the passenger seat just rammed in the front of my car. She's like, "Oh, I cut it too early." I was like, "Sure did, sure did." And then we pulled off the side of the road, and she was still halfway in the road, and he was like, "Damn it, you can't even get off the road right." So that was fun. Exchanged information. Went and picked up Dominoes. But other than that, I've been working. Not a whole lot of gaming going on. Working, eating, and sleeping. Well, the usual. What's going on with Larry's life up there? What you been up to?
Working in a coal mine, going down. About it. I ain't got no excitement. Ain't been hit by nobody, no cars lately. Knock on my brain. Yeah, man. Shit, just working. Come home, feed my fat ass, work some more, feed my fat ass, pass out, repeat. I mean, that's about the extent of what it gets into at this point. But
Not too
I
bad.
have tried to play some video games, but I did. I guess I did nothing else. Just to kind of segue to it, I did play an arcade game, and I did happen to listen to a new album. So I mean, other than that, though, just been slaving my life away.
Hear that?
See?
That rumor has it you bought a PS3 possibly?
Oh, wait a second. Here, let me reach down this and show y'all. Fuck you, dude. There it is. Middle finger for those listening on the audio side. Went to a yard sale this past week, and I was going to try to hustle an old fella out of it. He had, that's the thing I couldn't figure out. This guy had to have been 50, 60 maybe. Gray-haired fella. Had a PS3 with a Metal Gear collection, a different Metal Gear, and some other Tom Clancy type game. Not a bad deal for $85, but I'm cheap. I'm poor. And like, I was going to pull the hustle. I pulled all the cash out of my pocket. Like, bam, start counting it openly in front of him. And I was going to look at him like, you take 50? I only had $30 cash on me. I'm like, motherfucker, this ain't going to work out. So I just tucked my tail and walked away.
Yeah, part of me wanted to go get it after you said that, but I am on the prowl for a PS2. So I am looking for one. Any VGR fans have a PS2 they want to cut your boy a great deal on? Let me know.
Well, that was the part that kind of hurt too, because it was a Fat Boy, which was backwards compatible. So,
yeah.
But still, yeah, I'm with you. I'd much rather have my PS2, which I have one somewhere, but I need controllers for it. All mine are dead. So
I have the whole 9 yards upstairs: PS2 controllers, couple NBA games, some Tiger Woods golf. Yeah, I'm not bragging, but yeah,
kind of feels like it.
It's just bragging. Yeah. I didn't get into anything too crazy. Went yard sailing. It was a big statewide yard sale. Essentially, everybody puts their yard sales on Facebook and online and drive around there everywhere. Did accidentally run into Larry. It was totally unplanned. Just ran into him a town over at a random yard sale. It was kind of crazy. That's how I knew the PS3 story. I didn't really find much. I probably spent $20 all day. Got a couple articles of clothing. That was pretty much it. Nothing crazy. Like I said, I was looking for a PS2 or some Pokemon cards, but nope, neither one.
Yeah. I'll throw this out here. I miss days when you could go to a yard sale and find some video games, be Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, how even the Atari shit. I bought a Sega off a kid who was selling it so he could buy an Xbox. He wanted $20. I gave the kid 40 because his collection was much better than what he was trying to give it for. You can't find shit
No.
nowadays where they're not trying to sell to you for fucking eBay prices at least.
Yeah,
Trying to make
yeah.
And
money.
that's
or
kind of what
they're
makes
just-
that PS3 thing kind of.
Yeah, like they're trying to get money, or they're just selling their shit. Like, why are you selling this broken
Yeah,
toy? Like,
it-
who's buying that? Like, this
Yeah.
why are you selling half a Nerf gun right here? I mean, come on.
We went to one over in the other county over, and dude had a $600 fucking Fender guitar for sale. He wanted 600
Yeah,
bucks for it's what he was asking, but he had it hooked up to a $20 fucking amp. I'm like, really,
yeah,
dude?
right.
Really? It's like I got a Ferrari that has a fucking 4-cylinder Pinto engine in it. Like, no, doesn't work like that, man.
Yeah, and I mean that's pretty much where we're at. Is I've always used the comparison in recent years. If they see something listed on eBay, not sold but listed for 100, they post it at their yard sale for 120 because they got to beat out the eBay prices. So this is what I read it online for. So that's how it goes. So I actually, ironically, the reason I want a PS2 so bad is because it's one of my fondest memories. At one point, my mom went to a yard sale or went yard sailing and came home with 4 slim PS2s. She's like, "Yeah, I got all this shit for like $35. Like, bought a couple extras. I know the
Oh.
one's been giving you trouble." And I'm like, "This was like 10 years ago." You know what I mean? Like, so we just had PS2 galore, and we already had our legitimate copies of every game. So I mean, it was awesome. We could all sit there all together, all in different rooms, but no, not really been into too much other than yard sailing, not much video gaming. Played a little bit of Peak over the past couple weeks, the climbing game that's catching the eyes of big streamers around the world. It's not bad. Maybe we get a little VGR action on it, possibly. I think it's $7. It's not bad though. It's I saw a video explaining that the category of these kind of not so great games is they call them just like friendship games or something instead of friendship. It's friendship games because they're not really great games. They're kind of shitty. But the fact that you're playing it with your friends and the way that you interact in the games makes it so fun. Like proximity chat. Some of them have like voice lines. If you say certain things, it affects stuff. I mean, it's a good genre of games. We might have
I
to
don't-
tap into it.
I don't know
But
if I'd consider Peak a friendship game. That one game you had us playing where we run in the hallways, getting chased by skeletons, that was a friendship
oh, that
game.
game.
This is made by an actual like team. Like they made it's called Content Warning, a
Yeah,
game
yeah.
they made prior, which is actually a really good game. You play with friends as well, but it's like a very well polished game, in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
Good
they're just
time for
saying
sure.
like video wise, you play by yourself, it's all right, but you play with friends, and that's what the fun part of the game is. I
Yeah,
think what the video, at least what I saw, was saying. Which I played it a little bit by myself. Wasn't as fun, but I did beat it by myself. Not to brag, but
same here.
um,
You beating it by yourself. What's new, man? What's new?
I never beat games. That's what we're talking about here. Speaking of one game that I tried climbing the leaderboards on here, Alfredo 2. Let me just break it down. So basically, Alfredo 2, it's an album that came out by Freddie Gibbs, the rapper, and Alchemist on the production team. They make an album called Alfredo 2 because he has Alfredo already. He says, you know what? I want to put out a game to go along with it. So I was like, hey guys, by the way, guy I like, great album. He put out a little game. It's not super big in-depth game. It's like a flash game. But he decided he wanted to put out this game because he's an old soul. He's not new age rapper. He's kind of an old soul. For any nerds that like MF Doom, kind of nerdy like him in a way, I guess you could say. Fun fact, really quick: I almost went to a concert once for Freddie Gibbs, and I did not. Went to 50 Cent instead. But basically, not much to say about it. It's called Alfredo 2, Freddie X the Alchemist. came out just a week ago, last week on the 25th, or the week before on the 25th. So it's fresh out the box.
Guys,
The developer and publisher completely anonymous for this. Fun
let's
fact.
let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's tell the truth here. It's a little browser arcade game. CJ just wants to talk about the album because he likes it. Let's be real here.
Hey, this is a fighting arcade game. And it was not bad. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna try to oversell anybody in the audience.
We're
You
talking
guys
about the
played it.
album here
You
pretty
guys know.
much. It's
Yeah.
it's like it's the type of
You
game
know.
you might get mad if you paid a quarter to play. You're like, that's it.
No. You would a quarter? I'd play this for a quarter. I'd play this for a quarter.
It,
Larry, back me
it
up.
plays it plays a little bit better than like the original Street Fighter, but that's not saying
Thank you.
much either. I mean, you know, I could spray fucking a turd with some lemon juice and it's technically going to smell better, but
Hey,
you
all
know.
I'm saying, I'm not trying to oversell. I'm not trying to say this is a Skyrim-esque game. Nothing crazy. But there is a game. 2D action, fighting game. Could have put it on a cabinet. You can play it on your phone. You can play it in the browser. It's all right. You know, you get to pick. You can be Freddie Gibbs or the Alchemist to fight the Sensei. You both got 4 lives. You're going at it. And there's not a lot more than that. But depending on how much damage you take and how much damage you deal and how much time you use, because there's a timer, you get on the global leaderboard, which is cool because probably not millions of people playing this game. You might have a chance of getting on the global leaderboard.
Yeah,
Just saying.
yeah, it's pretty cool. And tune in for next week where we play tic tac toe versus computer. It's gonna be a fun time.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he's not wrong there, but it wasn't bad. And the best part is not only are you encouraged to like link your Spotify, Apple Music or whatever, just in case you click fuck no, I'm good. Guess what's at the bottom of the screen? The entire album's playing on YouTube below. It goes perfect with this. It goes great. It's a great album. It goes perfect with the game. Aidan, quick question. Did you play as Freddie Gibbs or did you play as the Alchemist?
Freddie Gibbs. I just played as Freddie.
Larry, did you go a different route?
I started out as Freddie Gibbs. I did try the Alchemist out. I thought he was actually better, and then I realized I was still just sucking at this either way, get my ass handed to me. But
The
I tried them
Sensei's
both
kind of
out.
good, right?
No, fuck the Sensei, dude. Sensei's not good. He's a fucking jumping bean, man. I don't know what the hell.
Yes. Yes.
Also, a little
Big
fun
time.
fact: Alfredo. It stands for Alchemist AAL, and then Fredo Fred. It's Alfred. Oh,
There
fun
you
fact
go.
for the audience. That's actually what the original was named after.
There we go. Look at
Now,
Aidan.
I've been more educated now too. So where we go?
Superstar over here.
There we go. I played
What
as
can I
Freddy
say?
myself. I played as Freddy myself. I kicked that Sensei's ass. Almost cracked the leaderboard, but pulling it up here to crack the leaderboard, you need a 627. I didn't get a 627. I got like a 240. So I almost cracked the leaderboard. I was pretty close there. The high score right now, shout out JUL 913. Pretty impressive stuff.
Damn,
You got
All I
327.
it
gotta
jumped
say.
up over the fucking last day or two. Because I
And
think when I last looked at it, it was like 3 something to break the board, and 600 something was the top when I last looked at it. So people are playing it.
See, and all I gotta say is this is a great rejuvenation for a genre of games that died a long time ago. Flash games are no longer a thing. They're not around. This is pretty much a flash game. This is awesome. That was Aiden, I know you can back me up. You grew up in the flash game era. You're a flash game baby. You're
Yes,
telling me this
brother.
didn't spark a little like good feelings for you? This didn't bring you back to Raft Wars days?
Well, if we're comparing it to Flash games like cool math games and stuff like that, this would probably still rank towards the bottom of those Flash games, to be honest. I
Yeah,
mean,
probably.
because those games are banging. You can't lie. Like some of those on cool math games, some of those little Flash games were banging.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But I mean, overall, the game didn't look bad. I mean, it looked all right for what it was. It was intentionally 8-bit, it didn't look bad. I mean, I didn't think it felt like Larry said, it didn't feel like some of the some of the Street Fighter games. It played pretty smooth for a game of its kind. Back me up, Aiden. Come on, give me some light here.
It didn't play horrible. Its saving grace was it had some good music playing in the background. That was pretty much
Yeah, right.
that was its saving grace.
So the top side of this is the soundtrack for you, is what you're saying.
100%. 100%.
Speaking of,
Oh,
great album, great album. Aiden, I know you are a habitual Freddie Gibbs fan. Did you have a favorite song on this album that you'd like to mention here?
Yeah, I liked Gold Feet was good with JID. Good.
It's a good song.
That was a good song. I liked Ensalada too. That might have to be my favorite song off
Enchilada's
the album.
pretty good.
That might be
I think
Ensalada
Enchiladas.
might be my favorite song off the album. Ensalada.
I don't know if you
Ensalada.
picked up on it. I was gonna say I don't know if you picked up on it after about the second or third listen because I was just listening, wasn't looking at the song names. Typically, how I listen to it, and then eventually I'm like, okay, which ones did I like the most? And playing through it, I didn't really realize that in the song they're essentially saying it's a lot of the whole time, and
Yeah.
that's why it's ensalada. Because I didn't realize the first listen. I just didn't. Like I said, I didn't even look at the song name. I'm just to my car, have my maps up. I didn't even look. But then I'm like, okay, okay. The production on this album's flawless. Larry, I know it's not your typical go-to, but did you happen to find any song on this album that stood out to you?
all right. To answer your question as you asked it, let me get back here because I did find ones. I did like the enchilada. I actually kind of thought empanadas was okay. Um, and then I
Yeah.
think gas station sushi. Something about it. I don't know if it's just
Yeah.
the title or what, but
Dude, yeah.
uh, it worked out well for me. I'm going to be a little critical, but yeah, like you say, this is not my cup of tea at all. But I gave it fair shot. I don't listen to a lot of R&B, a lot of rapping, that shit anymore in my life. But this gave me some feelings of some old Wu-Tang. Because I hear a
Yeah.
lot of good
Right.
actual instrumentals in there. Uh, the music wise, loved it. I thought that was really, like I say, I thought that was top shelf stuff. Lyrical wise, I couldn't fucking stand this album, dude.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
I,
valid.
I, I find it that I don't mind to hear a story. I don't mind you telling me something, but I literally came out of this as let's get high and she's sucking my dick. And the worst thing is like she's not
Fair.
sucking my dick and I'm not getting high. He is, and I'm like, well, I don't hear about you getting your
Fair.
dick sucked. So, um,
Fair enough.
but musical wise,
There were,
I would be down for this as an instrumental all day. Lyrical wise, I
yeah,
could not wrap my brain around any of it, and that's okay. Maybe.
that's fair. I think the production, I am a Freddie Gibbs fan. I feel like the production leads the album though. Specifically, one that almost hurts. Song number 7, "Feeling." I think the production is arguably the best production on the whole album. I don't think Freddie Gibbs' part's that bad, but whoever the fuck Larry June is in there, not feeling
Yeah.
it, man. I'm really not feeling anything he had to say. I'm not feeling his voice. But the production, hell, the beat, the intro, it puts me in like a euphoric state. I don't know. It's a good mood song. I feel like I'm driving, it's 70 degrees, it puts you in that mood. I'm just relaxed, windows cracked a little bit, and then Larry June wants to come ruin my fucking day. But the first half of it, I mean, to me, it's a euphoric feeling it puts me in. Like you said, the instrumentals, just the production by itself. I mean, it's like what you guys do when it comes to beating games here. You guys carry the load of the weight. You know what I mean? Like you wanna
On
you
that
wanna talk
song
about the
on
end
that
game. You
song
don't go
maybe.
to me. I
I
can
don't think
save a little bit.
I don't think
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
Alchemist
yeah,
had
yeah.
had I think it was good. He always puts up he's a consistent producer. The mixing is rarely ever bad. The beats are usually very solid. I don't think there was a bunch of risk-taking production here. It was just solid good production throughout the whole album. I don't think there was nothing crazy unique. But I mean speaking of uh of of songs on here, I'm surprised you didn't mention you as the Kanye quote guy. I still love her. I'm surprised you didn't mention it. He has the I don't care what none
I
of y'all
have
say. I still
have been
love
listening
her.
to
He
that.
he, he quotes that in the
Yeah.
song.
Thanks for stealing my quote of the
Okay.
episode, asshole. But
It has to be brought up.
no,
It makes sense though. It makes sense why I've heard that though.
Yeah,
yeah,
I was like,
right.
that
it
felt
was off.
familiar.
It was off Gold Digger. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, my girlfriend actually has been on my ass because she's like, I wonder if you like the album or not. Because every time we get in the car, it is what's playing. Funny enough, to mash two worlds really quick with the theme of the episode here, plus the yard sailing. I did probably get the best yard sale find across the state. 25 cents. I got a Creed CD of their greatest hits. I wish I had it here in front of me. It's in her car because mine didn't have a CD player. But I did get a 25-cent Creed greatest hits album. And you already know the first thing
Oh.
I did is I turned it to the max and I played 2 songs. You know what I mean? Like that's it. I'm sorry. It doesn't get much further than that for me. I'd skip. I'm trying, skip. Okay, here are my 2 songs. I'm done. We can take it out. But well worth the 25 cents. So,
I didn't realize you actually got the greatest hits album. I'm like,
oh
shit,
yeah, it
dude.
was the greatest hits
That's a
album.
step up from what I thought you. I thought you was like, there you go. Come on, man. It's like sing along hour, dude. I ended up buying fucking what was it? Peter, Paul, and Mary. People saying Puff the Magic Dragon. Rest the Peter, whatever, he died this past year, but R.I.P. But good lord, woo, woo. I don't think I could do enough drugs to make this shit sound good. It is. It's like one step. It's one step to the right of gospel, and it's just like shit. Y'all got high, did one really good song. The rest of y'all back in church feeling bad about it. I don't know, but I digress.
I will.
So I gotta ask it.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just.
Let's hear it. Well, let's
Or
hear it.
is there going to be more album talk? Because I was just gonna talk about the album some more. Is that what you were going into, or?
Absolutely. I was
All
about
right,
to ask.
or we'll go into it.
Polar opposite. Polar opposite. What was your least favorite part about this album? What was your least favorite thing, Aiden? It could be, I know Larry mentioned lyrics specifically, could be a song, could be lyrics, could be anything. I just want to hear it. What's your least favorite part?
My least favorite part of the album. I've actually talked to CJ about this because we're both big hip hop heads, and we talk about new albums and stuff when they drop. But something about Freddie Gibbs. As a Freddie Gibbs fan, I like Alfredo 1, I like Pinata, both great albums. But throughout his entire discography, I can't listen to Freddie Gibbs for too long because he gives me the same feeling as a couple of other artists do, where his voice is kind of the same cadence and same sound throughout a lot of the songs. You kind of have the flows switch up, and obviously he's a good lyricist for what it is for the most part. But I don't think I know Larry's raising his eyebrows here. It's definitely not for his generation of music, that's for sure. But to me his sound stays a little flat, and I have a tough time differentiating between songs a lot of the times. Songs themselves are different, I mean, but just his voice in general doesn't change enough to keep me interested throughout, like to listen to him like very consistently, in my opinion.
I think that's fair.
I'm gonna jump in on this. One, I was going back through the list because I remember the video at least that was up on the game was Thousand Mountains. Actually, I really like that song. Um, but
Yeah.
I felt like so much of this album. Again, I come from the class of like Dr. Dre, N.W.A., Eminem, who are notorious for writing their shit down. Now, the thing I find with this, or at least it felt like this, was a lot of this was fucking freestyle. Like, I'm just going to straight just lyrically drop this shit and go on, which I respect that. But I'm trying to think, there's one, I'm looking at it here, somewhere in one of these songs, and maybe I Still Love Her or Feelings, but he goes through this whole thing and he ends up with Mandalorian as the end of the line. It's like, what the fuck does Mandalorian have to do with any of this? And it's a
kinda get what you're saying,
freestyle,
though.
it's this effect, like, I have no issue of you using shit to make a rhyme, but like you're just saying words to make words rhyme. And it's just like, give me a story,
fair.
dude. Get me back on pace here because it lost me. But like I say, with Aiden's, I agree with that. He did sound pretty much the same to a lot of it, which I don't know enough about rap R&B, so forgive me. But I feel like this is like a step away from like that mumble rap shit that was a thing for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong,
Yeah.
but it's like I like a crisp, clear rap story. It may not have to make 110% sense, but it
Yeah.
just, I'm thinking of words. I'm going to say it rhymes with this, and I tell you that for tomorrow with this and this bitch and that. I'm like, you're not taking me nowhere, man. But 1,000 Mountains
Fair.
did at least feel a little bit like that. So that's why I think I went with that one. It had some story to it. I Still Love Her actually kind of did, but I'm like, this doesn't feel like it's the place to be.
No,
I
I
don't know.
think
That's where
both
I'm
you
I
had
at.
pretty valid points there. I
I
kind of
might have
agree.
to
I feel like
I might have to disagree on Larry here. Sorry to cut you off there before you get into your what you dislike with it. I might disagree
wow.
with the lyrics part of. I feel like a lot of people that aren't rap fans in general are like kind of nostalgic to what it used to be with a lot of lyrics. But what people don't see is there are some good storytelling songs from some of these like great artists back in the 90s, early 2000s, like Larry was talking about. But I feel like what doesn't get recognized is a lot, or I would say probably a majority of rap songs back then did have lyrics similar to this. There wasn't the storytelling on every single song. There was like even I mean you listen to older Wu Tang Clan songs. Like you're gonna have them saying kind of like gangster rap like this. It almost sounds like a freestyle. That's kind of similar to it. It there's a lot of nostalgia driven. I feel like most of the songs weren't storytelling songs. A lot of the songs like it was hip hop. There's R&B. It was kind of like the feeling, the vibe that gives you. It wasn't all storytelling songs. Some people are like good with that, but I feel like for the most part, most rap and throughout the history of rap weren't just storytelling songs. Personal disagreement. I didn't, and I don't think Freddie Gibbs' lyrics on this was his strong suit in my opinion. I'll get onto that further, but sorry to cut you off. That just slight disagreement there.
Hey, it's valid. I think you both had valid points across everything that you guys really said. I do think a lot of it does blend together almost for the worse. A lot of albums I think we see, especially over the past, I'd say at least 20 years, that I can think of. A lot of them do almost have like a theme, a certain sound to them. There's not a lot of albums that's so much one of these, one of these, one of these. It's more of there's typically a theme to it. I do agree. This does almost blend together. Obviously, like Aiden had mentioned, you can tell they're different songs, but they do kind of blend together. Like I said, the first couple times I listened through it too, I didn't have it really up in front of me what was playing, and I'm like, okay, that one was decent, but like, so I kind of get what you're saying. Cause song 3 and 6 kind of they'll sound similar ish. As far as the lyrics go, I kind of see both sides of it because I think there is a grander storytelling. I think with the state of rep that we're in, there is sometimes where you grab a word and kind of plug it in. It doesn't make the most sense, but I think it still paints the story a little bit. It kind of paints the picture. But I kind of see both sides of it because I do agree with you, Aiden, that I think there is still some storytelling in here. I still think that some words are random. Like at one point he does call a group of people nincompoops in the album. It's just a crazy word to use in a rap album, but it does work though. You know what I mean? So I see both sides of it. There's some randomness to it with the lyrics, but it almost works in a weird way. My least favorite part, as I mentioned earlier, has got to be the Larry June feature. That probably feeling probably would be my favorite song if it wasn't for that feature. I think it sounds like I said, it sounds euphoric, but that feature just drags it down to me. Pretty bad, honestly. But I did actually. I was happy that you both did say your favorite songs. Larry, change it to 1,000 Mountains. Is that what we're doing?
I think that's probably where my favorite one will probably have to go. 'Cause I did find me going back to listen to that one the most.
Yeah, I really like 1,000 Mountains. Um, Aiden, I know Aiden and I listen to a lot of similar genres of music. There's a lot of times where Aiden might say his favorite song something that I didn't really like, and vice versa. He's like, "What are you like? What do you mean?" I was pretty happy. You guys both did pick, in my opinion, really good songs. I think Gold Feet's a really good song, great feature. So it's almost a little different from the rest of it. The build up kind of I like it. I don't know. It reminds me of one of our friends almost. He sends me videos of him singing songs. It reminds me of him. But I think overall, I think our favorite songs aligned pretty well here almost. I think my favorite song is in your guys' top couple. Your favorite songs is in my top couple. Pretty happy with that. I will say that. But overall, I mean, if you had to kind of put your stamp on the album and just say, how the album, you can throw the game in there, how the album and the awesome, amazing Felix the Cat-esque game made you guys feel. I mean, Larry, what are the feelings that we're getting pulled out here? What's the final thoughts on it?
I'm gonna break it up into two different things. I think there's two different things happening, of course. The game, far from good. I mean, you had 4 buttons and directions, which truthfully is not a bad thing. I mean, we're playing games right now that have 2 buttons. One's a jump, one's a action. So there's a little bit more of that happening than you got with what we've been playing normally right now. I just felt like it needed a hair more depth to it. The video game itself. I mean, even just to play 5 levels and let the master get harder every one probably would have made it
Right.
something we could actually work with on this more than we had. Game wise, though, not bad, not great, far from it. Album wise, I'm not overly impressed. I'm impressed enough that like I said, I looked into it. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? What's he about? What's his thing? And I may at least somewhere between now and the next time we get together, may go back and give Alfredo 1 a shot because I did see it as a Grammy Award winning album.
There we go.
Apparently, it's well enough that he felt he needed to make a sequel. Sequel may not always beat the original, but it was well enough that hey, I got to do it again. Why not? So I'm well enough to give it a shot. But as of right now, if there was a third one coming out behind it, it wouldn't be good enough to make me want to go get the third one.
That's fair. That's fair.
I will say,
Aidan, similar feelings.
I'll get into that. Definitely different feelings, but I will say, it's kind of a cool little thing based off the album picture. First, the Alfredo, the first off the original Alfredo album, it was a hand kind of holding two little things with a little bowl of Alfredo in the bottom, and it throughout the album there's kind of like a samples of like mob and like Italian music, and this time Alfredo 2, he has chopsticks in his hand and it's like Japanese Yakuza samples throughout the whole album. I thought that was a cool little thing that he did, kind of differentiate the two by still
Yeah.
keeping it Alfredo. Uh, about the game, I mean, what can I say? Game didn't really give me a whole lot. I feel like something they could have done is maybe, obviously this would have taken more time, but make it more of a tournament style and maybe have Alchemist or Freddie, whoever you pick, be the final boss, and the people you play up until that are like the features on the album. I feel like that could have been
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
a
That's what I
cool
thought
little
it'd be
thing.
at first, actually. So, yeah, I agree.
That would have been a cool little thing. Additionally, the album, I really liked Alfredo 1. If Alfredo 1 was, in my opinion, like a 9.2 for me, uh, this album has to be like an 8.2. I feel like the Alchemist is his production is always solid. There wasn't a whole lot of risk taking, and I feel like same with Freddie. There wasn't a whole lot of risk taking. I didn't catch any lyrics that really cut deep. It was solid. It was like solid. The rhyme scheme was solid. The flows were obviously good as Freddie Gibbs, but I feel like the lyrics weren't the same as Alfredo 1. He could have been a bit better. But yeah, overall, I really like the album. I do like the Clips 2 album, or the Let God Sort 'Em Out, not Clips 2. The Clips Let God Sort 'Em Out album a lot better than this one. That is an album that I think Larry would really like because it's two old heads kind of they're actually both like 50, and they're like actual like really good lyricists. Freddie Gibbs is a real good lyricist, but a lot more meaning in Let God Sort 'Em Out to me, lyrics wise.
Um,
Fair
I,
enough.
I think Freddie could probably be someone I could appreciate. I just my only real critique is the dude sit in the lab with a pen and a pad and give me that. I want to know what you can do when you take a little more time to put it together. How I feel about it. Second thought, I know we don't have the production value put into the video game that would have been out there, but Aiden did make me think. There's a Wu Tang game, Enter 36 Chambers for the PlayStation. Um,
Yeah.
I own it, and at some point we're gonna have to figure out how we can all play that.
Yes.
It's a great fucking fighting game. sets up a lot of different possibilities. But I mean, it had generic characters that this could borrow from. I know you ain't gonna have all 12 members of the fucking Wu-Tang Clan to play with, but I mean, if nothing else, you got at least 6. Like Aidan said, if you bring in all the features and all that shit,
Hey, that, and while we're playing it, we
they
listen
didn't
to the 36 Chambers album while we're playing it.
Yeah.
in that Wu-Tang game. You get to do that. That's what's fucking
Yeah.
awesome about that
Oh,
game.
that's fine.
Great game. But
I like it.
I
I
think
like
in
it.
this
Yeah, we'll have
here,
to.
like they didn't have to create move sets. Everybody would have the same thing. Maybe I say add a couple combo moves. It would give something, but again, I know it's just a simple browser game, so I'm trying not to be too hard on it. But I mean, I think with the world of AI and all that shit they got going on right now, it's probably not impossible to have it do that.
Yeah, very valid. I kind of feel the same way. I think the game was a little lackluster. I don't think if you had zero interest in Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist, or you didn't have a friend in your ear telling you to play it, I don't think this game screams to you. I don't really think this is a game that's gonna get you hooked. I think it's more of, oh yeah, I'm listening to that Freddie Gibbs album. I didn't know they put out a game. I'll play it once, and then you play it once. You don't make the leaderboard, and you go on with your life. You know what I mean? I think both of you had great points. I think in the world we live in, there was a way to fine tune this better. I do think the tournament style would have been really fun. I actually, like I said, I thought that it would almost come to that, to where you kind of, I didn't necessarily think of the features, but I thought maybe you'd beat some goons kind of thing, and then eventually you fight Freddie and the Alchemist. I thought it'd be something a little more along those lines. So the game definitely a little lackluster. I mean, but to me, the album, I thought the opposite of Aiden almost. I thought I enjoyed this more than Alfredo one. I thought, to me, this is a really smooth album. I think this will probably, for me, be one of my more favorite recent albums. I'd say in the past six to 10 years, probably. This is up there. This is going to be in my rotation regularly for a while. I think production got knocked out of the park. I think Aiden gives a little too much credit sometimes for doing something different. We have got debates before where he's like, "But dude, they're just trying something different." Well, I get it, but to me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sometimes I think he didn't go too crazy off of his regular roots. Like Aiden mentioned with the chopsticks, he did go more Asian samples, Asian instrumentals. I could appreciate it. I think it's a good blend for rap music personally. I think it's been a more common thing in recent years where a lot of people have been putting stuff like that in there. I'm a big fan of it. I think it's a really smooth listen, whether you enjoy the genre or not. I think this is something, even as just a background music kind of thing, isn't bad to listen to for anybody that's a VGR fan that's into recreations. I'm sure this would pair with some recreations pretty good. Um, hell, to me, this is great. If you're playing an old game, you want to play an NES game or something. I think I've been pretty critical of a lot of different game sounds that we've played, to where sometimes I'm like, hey, I just don't want to hear that shit. It's 8-bitty. It's just not great. But if you're playing something like that, like an NES game, like an old PS2 game, or even hell, some of the stuff like we mentioned, like Peak, I think it's a good background music as well. Just while you're playing something, just I think
I'm
it
just
does really well
to
to
kind of
just show you out.
to push back. If you say something's a good background music, and he does the same thing throughout the album, and we all agreed the songs kind of blend in a little bit, that's not a good thing when we're talking about it. You can say it's good. You can say it's a point for consistency. It's fine to just kind of do your thing and stay in your lane, which it is to a point, but no one wants to hear the same song for 45 minutes. There has to be something separated it. If I listen to an album first and I can't immediately come back and like, "Oh, bro, that part was fire," or that song specifically, it was cool what he did on that. It was just, "Oh, it was the same verse 36 times." That's not always a good thing. I'm not saying that's what he did on the album. I'm just saying a lot of it to me blended together. There wasn't a whole lot of points that screamed out at me like, "Oh, I can't. I'm gonna be listening to this in my updated playlist in the car 45 times." And let God sort them out by clips. For me, I had songs after listening to that specifically. I had songs that immediately after the first listen, they were stuck in my head, and I had to play them on the car home, and like bold stuff that I haven't heard from them. And I feel like that's important to do. I agree there has to be consistency, but for me, I would like stand outish, and I would like artists to be bold, and I would like people to try things. In my opinion,
get what you're saying. I mean, I don't totally think the album runs together. I can see where I think if you just turn it on, like I said, for my typical first listens, I just put it on while I'm doing something and hear it more than listen to it. I think it runs together a little bit in that sense. But when you start listening to it, I definitely, when I hit shuffle or whatever in the car, I've been shuffling the album. I still do have a typical first 3 or 4 songs I like to put up that I'm like, this is what I want to hear first.
well, I
Like Enchilada, Gold Feet, Thousand Mountains, Lavish Habits. A lot of those go first for me every time. So
I
I
didn't even
think
listen to this in a car ride though.
it still gives me some differences.
I had it up on an iPad with the lyrics with 2 AirPods in, and I listened to the whole album without doing anything else. I wasn't it wasn't like in the car. I didn't just like listen to his background music and not catch anything. My thing was, don't get me wrong. What did I give it?
I like
8.2. I love the album. I thought the album was good. I definitely got some songs that's in my daily rotation now. But I just feel like there wasn't a whole lot. There wasn't a lot of risk taking going on. Not a whole lot of bold things happening in the album.
all I gotta say is obviously you guys know my answer. I'm gonna recommend it. I recommended it here to Larry Aiden. I knew you would listen to it, so I
100%
messaged you
recommend
saying,
too.
"Hey, this is coming out by the way." Yeah, as I say, Larry, it seems like you might recommend this with us. Are you gonna recommend this?
My biggest problem is I don't know who I would recommend it to. Um,
That's
my
fair.
circle of my circle of close friends were more those who were metalheads are still metalheads, and those who aren't have gone down to more jam band kind of things. Um, but I think I recommend to anybody who's got an open mind and willing to try something different. This might be a flavor you could find that you would like. So yeah, give it a shot. I mean, what the hell else you gonna do with an hour of your time with music in your head? You may like it, you may not, but hey, you ain't gonna know until you try it, right?
Fair enough. I know. Obviously, I'm gonna come back and listen to this album as I've stated. Aiden, I think you will,
100%,
of
100%
course.
will. I really enjoyed the album. I'm just finding critiques to throw at the album, but I really enjoyed the album. It was a great
Fair
album.
enough.
I'm a Freddie Gibbs guy, so
Fair enough, Larry. I know you're going back. You said you might have piqued some interest in Alfredo 1. Do you see yourself coming back to Alfredo 2 at all?
Not intentionally. Um,
That's
like I
fair.
say, it because I'm an old guy and I listen to my music through Amazon instead of listening through Spotify. Uh, since it's got, I've listened to this album 2.5, 3 times in the last week. It's gonna be like, oh, you want to listen to this kind of shit now, or you want to listen to this again? It'll suggest it to me, and
That's fair.
I think that'll be the test is whether or not I can actually stop and listen to it again. Which I say,
That's
Thousand
fair.
Mountains, Empanada. Yeah, okay. Well, here's that goes. The honestly, the worst thing I got going for me is the front speakers in my car popped from previous albums that I've had. So every time I get a bass hit, it fucking rattles really bad, and it hurts. It hurts so bad. That was actually part of what I
No
was
bad.
looking for while I was out yard sailing with some speakers. But
So Aiden spoiled the surprise here, but first I'm gonna ask if you had to rate the game, guys. What are we doing here, Larry? If you had to rate the game, quick number, not gonna hurt any feelings here.
game 2.7. It's a game. You can play it. I've played worse.
Fair, same. Yeah, I can't argue with that. I think I'm sitting there at probably a 2.5. I think it's better than some things. I think it's better than Top Gun personally, but Top Gun's pretty shit. Like you said, you sprit some lemon on a turd, it's still a turd, man. I hate Top Gun. So,
Yeah,
um,
true.
Aiden, the game itself.
I have lowered my score. I don't remember what I did give it, but I'd probably just give it a 0.5. It took
Wow.
5. I don't even almost consider this a game. I would rather play Snake. I'd rather play Pac-Man. Any other browser game, pretty much. I mean, I literally can pull this up and beat this game in 3 minutes again, just by spamming one button. I don't consider it that much of a game, so I got to give it 0.5 for the
Um,
game.
did did you do you recall what your highest score was
Mine was
through any of
327.
this?
298.
Like 180 something, I think was mine. I stuck to
I
this game.
wasn't last place.
So
But I would like to add really quick that 0.5 did come from somebody that just referred to Pac-Man as a browser game. So if we
Well,
want to,
I
if we
was
want to
saying
take
other
these,
games you can play on a
these
browser.
points here.
I was saying other games I can play that on the browser right now.
Hey, don't backpedal now, buddy. You already stamped it.
I'm not
Like it's
backpedaling. I can play Pac-Man. I can play Snake. I really play tic-tac-toe versus the computer than play this game.
come on.
I'm just being real.
He's being exaggerated, guys.
I'd rather play chess.
Anyway. So you think you're sticking with the 8.2 for the album itself, though, Aidan? That's your final 8.2.
That's my final. I really like the album.
Larry, I'm very, very intrigued to see where you rate it. I want to know the number. If you had to give it your VGR number, what does it get? I'm very interested, actually.
early with recency bias, I'm gonna probably give it like 5.9. Again, like I said, I don't think it's awful. I don't think it's great. It doesn't resonate with me in any way. But I don't like I said, I don't think it's awful. I own awful shit. Peter Paul and Mary is fucking awful. Puff Mad Dragon's a great fucking song, obviously, because the other 12 songs on that thing sucked. This had stuff that was retainable, that was usable. I just like say, music wise, I'd be up there to a fucking almost 8 or 9. The lyrics really is just what brought it out of me because I don't know if I'm supposed to relate to it, if I'm just listening to what he's trying to tell me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. And I know we can all have an argument that, fucking break on through the other side by the doors. What are you talking about there? So, I mean, teach their own flavor, but again, not a bad album. 5.9 easy.
I like it. I wasn't sure what to expect. I was thinking in my head somewhere between 4 and 6. So I think I guessed pretty fairly for you. To me, I love this album. Like I said, it's one of my more favorite probably 10 years. I'll give it the 10-year stamp. Uh there's a lot of music for somebody my age in the past 10 years. I think this is probably up there. I think I'm gonna give this a 9.4 is on my list. I really like the production. I think it's smooth. Like I said, it might have sounded bad when I called it background music, but I didn't mean it in a bad way. I meant, I guess, anything that you do if you put this on in the background, I think it's very relaxing in a good
It's
way,
vibey. It's
in my
vibey for
opinion.
sure. I can definitely see
I
myself
like
late
a
night
good
riding, enjoying this. Pause.
yes,
A late night
yeah.
car ride, enjoying this.
So well, Aiden enjoys it riding late at night. My favorite genre of rap, of course, in my industry, I'm one of the younger people, and I get a lot of slack, of course, because oh, you like rap music, whatever. And I do. This is definitely my style. This is my favorite genre of rap, falling under that melodic rap kind of thing. I like stuff like this. I'm a big fan of Nas. I've been to Wu Tang in person. I mentioned I've been to 50 Cent earlier. I like a lot more old school stuff. Nas and Wu Tang's one of the best concerts I went to. That's my style for sure. So
Guys,
great to
he's a
me.
Lil Uzi fan. Don't let him try to trick you. He's a Lil Uzi fan.
I am obviously a Kanye West fan, but I will say that does bring our game score to one of the highest in VGR history at 1.9. So this game gets a gold
That might
star
be the
for being a
lowest.
1.9. I think it is probably, unless I could have sandbagged anything harder. Yeah, we'll have to check into that because it might be. But the VGR first official album rating successfully got a 7.8, which on our scale would list this as a good album. So I'm not pissed here. I'm not pissed. Aiden ranked it as a good album. Larry ranked it as an average album, and I ranked it as a great album. I think that's probably a fair mix of all three of our views on it. So, like I said, I'm not mad at it at all. So I
Not at
mean,
all.
Well, I mean,
that's how I
don't be
feel.
wrong, dude.
Successful.
It set me up for a possibility, and we may put it out for our VGR folks, family, and listeners. Since we're going to talk about video games and albums, there happens to be a bootleg game, or at least a Asian game out there, or something. I don't know how you classify it. It's called Holy Diver, which is a Konami-based game, and it also happens to be an album by a former lead singer of Black Sabbath, Dio.
Mhm.
Just
Huh.
just to throw it out there.
Okay.
Interesting.
Might be able to get some of this going. Nice.
So, like I
Well,
said, we'll flip the script on you guys and put some rock music in a
like
little
it.
bit better of an 8-bit game out there for you. So we'll
Hey,
know.
I'm a rock
Keep listening.
fan.
We'll see how that one
Alright.
goes.
CJ's not much. CJ's gonna be like
Yeah,
you this episode.
I like some grunge rock, dude. I like some punk
He
rock.
likes Green Day.
know,
That is
it's
not
more
at
my
all what you're gonna
Oh,
be hearing.
I do like Green Day.
no,
You know,
Dio is far from any of that shit, dude.
basically, go put Skate 3 in your Xbox 360, and I get down with that type of rock music. That's my jam. Like, are you still gonna be my girl? Scotty doesn't know shit like that. That's my
Gonna be-
jam right
it's
there.
not gonna be that.
Well,
No.
at least to keep it on the more important genre, I will end us here with a quote since Aidan already fucking outed the answer here. It's a Freddie Gibbs quote in this scenario. Don't care what none of y'all say about her. I still love her.
Still love her.
Bitch. Yeah, still love her. Aiden did ruin the surprise, but that is the lyric
about
of
that.
the show. No, it's fine. You're just an asshole. Since you ruined the surprise, why don't you tell everybody where to find your Pokemon openings and other VGR content?
Guys, like the channel. If you want to see Superstars, more pack openings, Superstar has a couple more coming. I love doing them. Yeah, all hail Superstar. Now it's on the real note. Watch out for those. We got a bunch of stuff coming here in September. I believe we said we got season 2 coming up, baby. NES. I believe. I'm not sure if we actually stamped a date on it, but sometime in the near future we got season 2 coming out. It's gonna be a fun time. We're upgrading the games, upgrading the production, upgrading everything. It's gonna be sick. We're gonna have a lot of fun there. But like, share, subscribe. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. We got a link tree in our bio. If you're listening to this on Spotify, check us out on the tube. Want to see our pretty faces? That's where you'll see my Pokemon pack openings. Come check out a Superstar. But CJ, I mean, anyone else got anything else to add? I mean, shaking your head there. Doesn't look
I
like we got
think,
anything else.
Larry, if you point us in the next direction, Larry, what's coming next down
Yeah,
the
what's going on
pipeline other
next?
than the future plans? What do we got in the future? What's coming up?
Well, next time you hear and see our pretty faces, we may be wearing the same thing. We may not be. Who knows? It's that kind of day. It's kind of that kind of world. But we're gonna break into a Capcom classic when we go back and touch a little bit more 8-bit glory for you guys. We're gonna come out and do some Bionic Commando. I'm gonna fling my grappling hook up there. I'm gonna grab that shit and I'm gonna swing across here and I'm gonna lay it right back here. We're gonna do it again next time.
Hell yeah, we are.
I
All
like
right.
it. No more words needed. Drop the mic.
Drop the mic. See you guys.
That's it. We'll catch you being commandos that are bionic. Peace till next time.
Later, y'all.